What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing another episode of this series where I rate your squads. So if you guys want me to rate your squad, tweet me on Twitter at DBGYT_ with hashtag #RateMyTEAM. I do review 10 of these a week. Obviously there was a bit of an exception this week because I rated people's squads for 250k, but I think that might be, I'm not going to say it might be the end of like 250k content because of how annoyed I was at the tournament, but at the end of the day, what happened, and videos don't make themselves, as I always say. So, this squad right here. I'm on Ruby tokens, don't use plays that much. Usually pick and roll, 3-point hunt with shooters. Don't know what playbook to use, open to all suggestions. Okay, let me just have a look at this squad right here. I like it, I do like it. As far as budget squads go, it's great because Sleepy's obviously really good. Michael Cooper's really good. Diaz really good. I'm iffy on Giannis. I like Embiid though. Bench is good. There's no real defense on the bench. It's like a 6 out of 10. Or no, it's like a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. A solid squad, an above average squad that you have a good chance of winning with if you're any good at the game in Unlimited, but it has some flaws. First of all, the starting lineup. You've got like one range extender player in your entire team. So if a team zones you up, you will struggle. Especially because you got 3 okay shooters, 1, 2, and 3. You really need to know the release of Sleepy Floyd. Although Cooper is pretty cash off the catch. Diaz is a pretty good shooter as well. His release is something you have to learn though. Sleepy's is definitely something you have to learn. Giannis is just a non-shooter. So like if I was playing this team right here, I just painted it off Giannis. So the bench lineup, I do like Bailey Howell and Scalabrine. I would play Scal at the 4 and Bailey Howell at 3 because Bailey Howell's got silver clamps. And on your bench lineup, you kind of have to put Bailey Howell on the primary ball handler because your point guard and 2 guard don't have clamps, which is a big problem. Byron Scott's good. He's a lot better with badges, but he's actually fine without badges. Unlike Jackson, like him and Jackson are both unbelievable when they're fully badged up. He's actually still pretty good when he's not fully badged up. And then Myers Leonard is a just shooter, so I kind of like him. So this is like, yeah, this is a 7 out of 10. Not a bad team, not a great team. Okay, so currently have 6k with 25 current players in auction. Play bait defense. Nick Nurse is coach. 21 delay / Hawks freelance 5 out pick and pop and roll with Heat playbook. Okay, so basically you try to play the way that similar play style to the way I play. So okay, so I can judge this based on my own play style. That's perfect. If Byron Scott's badged up, he's class. If he's not badged up, he's not good. You know what card I really like? Chris Bosh. I really like Chris Bosh. I'm going to say that right now. Maybe I'll live to regret it, but I've really enjoyed using Chris Bosh. I used him a little bit in Limited, and he was fantastic. So, Chris Bosh, Porzingis can't get much better. Giannis, Diaw, both fine. Both really good for the position, in fact. Clay is fantastic. Manu Ginobili's fantastic. Darren Williams. Your one kind of weakness is Byron Scott's defense, but you can put Cooper on a primary ball handler. And this is like a... I don't know whether to go like 8.5 or 9. So I'm going to go in between. This is an 8.75 out of 10. This team's fantastic. This team's absolutely fantastic. So I can't give too much criticism. Run Hawks 2018 5 out pick and roll / pop. Steven Jackson a silver range. Ooh, that's interesting. And I really like the Embiid Simmons duo. Simmons dunks are everyone and Bobby Jackson is very underrated. Yeah, Bobby Jackson's super quick. Bobby Jackson is super quick. I don't think he's underrated. He's just kind of underpowered. Like at the start of the year, everyone was talking about how good Bobby Jackson was. So I know this is a little bit blurred, but Lowry, Cooper, Bailey, Diaw, Smith's really good starting 5. Patty Mills, Kittles, Jackson. Very weak defensive bench. I can't give this team more than a 7 out of 10, but it's not bad. Your point guard, Kyle Lowry is perfect. I'm trying to think, you got about 100k. I'm trying to think, is there any changes you can make? I mean, Jackson's really good with silver range, but he still does need at least bronze clamps, and he still needs at least bronze quick first step. Kerry Kittles I like. I don't know. There's not. I can't even think of suggestions. Like, without completely breaking your bank, because it is always a good idea to have 100k just kind of sitting in your account no matter what. But I don't know. I like the team. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 6.7 out of 10. A good bit above average, but nothing spectacular. But I can't. But hold on to your MT and just work your way up, work your way to gain more MT. I'm an Amethyst token board 2 games away from Blackman. Don't know if you should use them. Open to any recommendations. Honestly, Paul George and Cooper are probably better than Rolando Blackman. I would advise you to cash out for Allen Houston while you can, because we're getting better and better cards, and Allen Houston, as time's going on, is just going to get worse and worse. Clamps is going to become even more important. The more guards we get with quick first step, the more important the Clamps badge becomes. And there's a reason why, say, a Bill Russell or a clamped up Moses Malone are kind of important in the center position, because people like me run Draymond Green as point guard. We'll blow by every time. So you do kind of need clamps in every player. You can get away with no clamps in a power forward in the center most of the time. You can't get away with it when you're 1, 2, or 3. So yeah, you can put Houston guard in a power forward, but I wouldn't really advise that. So I would advise you to, honestly, swap Cooper to the 2, but Dio at the 3. Instead of Houston, and you're probably saving yourself 30k and making your team just more solid on the defensive end. Of your bench, I like Van Exel, but I just think Van Exel's seriously flawed because of the lack of clamps. A Ruby Doc Rivers is a lot better than Van Exel, just for overall gameplay. But other than that, though, I don't mind this team. I don't mind Chandler, because Chandler's a massive body. Chandler is just huge in game. But yeah, not the worst team in the world. Not the greatest team, but not the worst team in the world either. The starting 5 is nice. I love Darren Williams and Ari Bird. I will say that. I love those 2 cards, and I really like Michael Cooper. This is a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Especially because I doubt you have Darren Williams ranged up. And Darren Williams kind of needs to be ranged up. Rate my team. I like to run deep hash 5 out. Also pick and pop and roll. Really like Ben Simmons. I've already done this guy's squad. Okay, so haven't spent money, like to pick and pop depending on what team you're playing against. Defense, and like shooting centers. Okay, this is a kind of awkward one to see. I don't know what sort of camera effect was put on this picture, but team's not bad, because you got a really good defensive point guard as one of your last 3. If you are struggling with the defensive wing, you can always put Andre Iguodala onto the wing. I like this team. I mean, it's not spectacular. By no means spectacular. I like it, though. Is there any? I would say get rid of Kenny Smith, but, like, you got Mo Cheeks there, so if you do need to run Mo Cheeks, you run Mo Cheeks. Antonio Daniels is nice. Antonio Daniels is really nice. I'm pretty sure he's got, like, 81-3 and bronze clamps. Like Cooper, I like Gordon. I'm going to say, this is a kind of tough one. This is like a 7.5 out of 10. I do like this team. Assuming Sleepy's not badged out, though. He's nowhere near as good. He's not badged out, but it's still a pretty nice team. Okay. Have 150k and 50 tokens. No money spent. Looking for ways to upgrade. Willing to go to shooting big. Not sure if it's worth the MT. Okay, if you're going to go to shooting big, I would probably go with trying to get cheap shooting bigs that are good. Lambeer, if you can. Lambeer and learn to use the stick. That's what I would suggest. Lambeer and learn to use the stick just for Lambeer, because Lambeer will hit everything off with the stick. He will not hit anything with the button. I like Sleepy. I like Gordon. I like DL. I like Hell. I like this team. Jackson is not great without badges. I will say that, though. I would take Jackson out of that team. And you say you have 150k, do you? I think Klay Thompson's probably a good pickup, because I don't see him going down in price anytime soon. I really don't see Klay going down in price anytime soon. And I don't see him going drastically down in price. Like, if he drops, I think he's like 45k right now. If he drops like 35k, you can sell him. But I would move Eric Gordon onto the 2 off your bench. Then I would put Michael Cooper to the 3. and I would put Klay Thompson starting at the 2, and just make sure you manually change the matchup so that he doesn't match up the centers. And after that, this team is really nice. You've got 3 players here with clamps. You've got not many players here with clamps, but if you put in Klay, you've still only got 2 players with clamps. But yeah, Klay just kind of helps just make the team better. He makes any team better. And considering you have that 150k MT, I think he's a safe enough investment as well. Okay, no money spent. Play books, 5 out, pick and pop, pick and roll. Waiting for last pack before 250k. Okay, so basically this is somebody who was waiting. This was Thursday, I think. I remember looking at this one, reading the thing, and was like, this was Thursday. So I'm guessing somebody, I'm guessing Zion was swapped with Klay or LeBron. That's my guess. My guess, fingers crossed it was Klay. Fingers crossed it was Klay, but I assume if you're playing Nash to 2, he's clamped and ranged. I assume he's got, if you're looking to go 250k, looking for that one spot, I'm guessing Steve Nash has got both clamps and range, or one of the 2. Because if he has both of them, he's very good. If he doesn't have either, not great. Stockton, Steph, Darren Williams. You have the 3 best point guys in the game. Fingers crossed, Darren Williams has got range extender. Diaz, fantastic with or without range, even better with range. Draymond Green, point center off the bench. Chris Webber is fantastic. So Chris Webber can actually guard the big men, and Draymond Green doesn't have to guard the center. And also with that Hall of Fame dimer on Stockton, Nash, and Draymond, I'm pretty sure. It means that Chris Webber is, I'm pretty sure one of them has that Hall of Fame floor general, or at least gold. Means that Chris Webber's 3 goes up to maybe a 78 or 79, depending on whether it's gold or Hall of Fame floor general. And 79 3-point rating of a Hall of Fame dimer pass he will hit consistently. I do like Mikan as well. This is assuming you have somebody good in that small forward position, this is a 9.4 out of 10. Assuming you have somebody good in that small forward position with this team, I have to assume that you've got at least clamps on these 2 guys and range on at least 2 of these 3. If that's the case, this is a 9.5 out of 10. This team's fantastic. This is very similar to the team I would run. An absolutely fantastic team right here. I drive a lot with Iverson. Okay, that's a bit of a not great description, but I guess I chose it because it's an interesting team. Stockton's really good. Dirk and Gasol together? I just don't know. Sleepy, I like Sleepy. Man, you don't understand my hatred for that Allen Iverson card. The Ruby Allen Iverson, man, cooks me. I have never lost even in a close. I've never even been in a close game with this Iverson, whether it's TTO or anything. The Ruby Allen Iverson for me feels better than this Iverson. This Iverson, he would be good if he could get badges, but he just can't. Cooper's really good. Jefferson's really good. Diaz really good. I don't mind Cat. I'm not a Dirk fan because of that 45 block and really slow. Dirk, though, his shooting is not the biggest problem this year because, again, any time a player has bad release, you can just switch to using the stick. Have Dirk, don't like him. Have Pau, don't like him. Pau's not awful. There's no point having Zebo there at the end of your bench. I like to use Scalabrine in there, so if you are struggling a little bit with that start line, you can move Scalabrine to the 4 because Scalabrine's got a little bit more speed and bronze clamps. I don't mind Houston. You have one non-clamps player, one non-clamps wing on both your lines, which is fine because you can always put Cooper on the primary ball handler on your bench, and you can put Paul George if they have a secondary ball handler instead of Houston. So this is an 8. It's an 8. You got a lot of good players. You can definitely make a better team with the amount of MT you have. This is an 8. Okay, last squad right here. No money spent on PC, believe it or not. Got MT from investing and selling a Manu with Hall of Fame clamps. I'm pretty sure this Jacob Stark guy has sent in a team pretty much every week. And by the way, if you want to send in a team, please put out the description like this. Explain to me what your playstyle is, how much MT you have. Well, if it shows how much MT you have, explain just what your playstyle is, because I'm more likely to pick you if you explain what the playstyle is, because it means that there's more to talk about in the video. Why is Paul Pierce a Galaxy Opal? Can someone explain to me why Paul Pierce is a Galaxy Opal? Why is John Stockton a 94? What is this? Are we playing the same game right here? A 94 John Stockton and a Galaxy Opal Paul Pierce? What? Either way, let me just look at it. Okay, so I don't like Brandon Roy, but he's objectively a good card. is this fantastic team. Porzingis, Sleepy, Cooper. 3 really good players off the bench. This is like a 9. Depending on badges, if you've got range of Stockton, Darren, I'm going to give this a 9.3 out of 10. This is a really, really good squad. It's a really, really good squad. If there's no players aren't badged up, it mightn't be as good as if they were. Well, it's not going to be as good as if they were badged up, but if his players are fully badged up, especially because of how much I like that Kyle Lowry card, this is like one of the best teams you can get in the game. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. We ended on a very confusing Galaxy Opal Paul Pierce squad, but sure, look, it is what it is. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.